Number one, very disappointed. I mean, we as a team, we were disappointed. We didn't come out with a victory. Played a very good football team, but I think when you look at too many mistakes by us, too many big plays given up defensively, we weren't very good in the third downs at all. And, then you can't turn the ball over, and that's something that is day one football. I liked the way we battled. I thought our guys fought and came back. We got too far behind early for the kind of team that we are. And, when that happens, you got to get fortunate. We had a chance for a fumble off a punt and didn't quite get it, but that would have put the ball on the 7-yard line, and that's the difference in winning and losing a lot of times. And so we got to get ready because we're going to play a very good Hawaii team, very good team playing at home. I think this is the first event that they'll have full capacity, the first game. I think Todd Graham and his staff do a really good job. I think they're physical as a football team. We've got to obviously get ourselves ready to go play championship football. We are still, a football team that's won 7 games. And that's an accomplishment, but it's not where we want to be.
Thank you, Coach. I'm looking around for any questions. Who wants to start? Lee, you want to start?
Yeah, Jeremy, I'll start. Hey, Brady, the first half was such a tough thing to watch.
Yeah. For you too, huh, Lee? Tough for you also, right?
That's right. Hey, do you sense that there was fatigue and just physical hangover from the pounding at Air Force because that was such a physical, tough game?
Yeah, I don't think so, Lee. I'm going to give Fresno State some credit because they have a really good quarterback. My opinion, I think, their improvement defensively has made them a better football team than obviously they were a year ago or 2 years ago. But, I thought our guys were ready. I thought, your attitude changes a little bit, a little slow start. But I thought, when the ball was kicked off, we were ready to play.
Question about Lucas Johnson. Even though some of his ability to throw the ball consistently is still out there on the horizon, did he take a step forward? 280 all-purpose yards in a frantic situation seems to be a positive.
Well, I think they knew we had to throw the ball, right? So the one thing I'll tell you, I do think he took some steps forward. He is our quarterback. We've got to continue to make good decisions, whether throwing it, tucking it, running the football. I thought he was a little better with that, a little more decisive. I think there were some times, and this is the same thing Lucas and I have talked about. That he's got to be able to run the ball a little more consistently.
And a question about the freshman quarterback. Will he get more snaps? Is the quarterback starting job open for competition right now, or is it going to be Lucas's?
Well, it's Lucas right now. I think, just like every young guy we have on our football team, we want to make sure we're putting the guys who can give us the best chance to get in there and win. I think with Lucas, that is our best right now. And I also think that, Will, we're excited about Will. We're excited about what Will brings to us. Now it's a matter of him really grasping all the offense.
In Hawaii, they play so well on the islands at home, although this is not Aloha Stadium anymore. But how tough is it to go play out there?
Well, I haven't had to do it as much as you guys have, being on the West Coast. But it's always different when you have a 5.5 hour plane trip. I think that's different. I'm excited to see the venue. You see it on tape and all that kind of stuff, and it looks nice. And I know this, I believe this will be the first game that they're going to have the opportunity to, I think, have a full house.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Lee. We'll go to Kirk.
Hey, Coach, talking a little bit more about playing at Hawaii, why do you think it is? I mean, every team, I think, probably plays better at home than on the road, but why do you think Hawaii, it seems even more defined that they play well there?
I think, number one, I think they've got the community. I think they got the community support. I mean, I think that always helps. I also, think just the travel and I'm not going to make a big deal about the travel, but just the travel itself's a little different. I think you debate, do you go, Thursday? I know we did in 2019. Did we play better because we went Thursday? I don't, we lost. I do know that. But, at the same time, they're a good football team. They got some very good football players. When you look at skill positions, you look at the physicalness of their defense, and being a defensive line guy, I always, that's the first place my eyes go. And so I think, they're a very good football team that we're going to have to play a heck of a lot better than we did at home last week.
Do you think the venue is not as eye-popping to say a player from San Diego, as opposed to somebody who might have come from the Midwest or the East? Because San Diego's a pretty, it's got water right there, like Hawaii.
Yeah, I don't know if I understand quite your question there, Kirk, but I think
San Diego's a pretty nice place too, and it's a vacation spot like Hawaii would
yeah,
be. So
I got you.
As big of a deal.
Yeah, no, I got you. The good thing is we're going to have our own stadium, right? We're going to play true home games, so that's going to be kind of cool. And I'm sure, and Todd and I, we had talked at an event, and I've known him for 20 years, about what's going on there, and I'm sure they're excited to whatever direction they're going to go stadium-wise. I'm sure he's pretty excited.
And then could you talk a little bit about Hawaii's offense? Looks like they have a lot of balance. What would be the biggest challenges against them for you?
Well, they're running the football really good, and I think the guys they have running the football are really good football players. Turner, he can do a little bit of everything. I'm really impressed. They got two quarterbacks. I don't know what, who's going to start for sure. But they got two quarterbacks. They got good skill. And they're big up front. They're guys who can get in front of you and create holes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kirk.
Thank you. We'll go to Stephen.
Who's it?
Stephen, you're on mute.
He's up there.
Sorry, Coach. Just continuing on the travel situation. Was it a little bit more challenging because of all the protocols, the way it makes you go through just getting into the state and then even getting into the stadium?
Yeah, you're no doubt, Stephen. There isn't any doubt that's an issue. We've got most of that done with our team yesterday in a team meeting. And then obviously, as you know, better than I do, the protocols for getting back in and then getting back on campus. So it's, there's some things that you have to do that, our guys got to understand. It's just part of getting it done.
And also, I understand you're going to be serving the bubble mode when you get into Hawaii.
Is
that stay in the bubble mode? Is that something you've been doing for all your trips, or is that just particularly because of Hawaii?
No, we've pretty much traveled that way since, a year ago. And so, and I'm really, proud to be a representative of San Diego State because of how our trainers, how our doctors, our medical staff, campus alone has really handled everything. And Stephen, they've really done a great job and made it as seamless as possible for our players.
Thank you, Stephen. We'll go to Paulo.
Hey, Brady, I know you've been asked about Matt, I'm sure, a ton, but I'm just curious for you, what's it like to have a guy back there, whether it's his punts or his kicks, and how does that alter the way you do things on offense in what way?
Yeah, I think, and that's a great question. I think it does alter you a little bit offensively. You're thinking ahead a little bit. What kind of weapon we do have. When you look at, field goals and what he's been able to do with that. Kickoffs and the touchbacks, kicking off. I mean, he's brought so much to our team. And really, just I get excited, just to watch him go out there, and have a lot of confidence in him. In a lot of ways, he's going to put us in better situations.
What was it like to, when you first met him or you first started working with him and first started seeing him kick the ball and play, had you ever seen a kicker, be able to do the things he's been able to do this season?
Well, I think, last week, and I used this, we had a guy in Michigan named Jay Feely. And Jay was more of a kickoff field goal guy than anything. He'd punt in an emergency. But Matt reminds me of Jay from the standpoint of Matt wants to go down the field and make a tackle. And that's how Jay was. He's tough. You watch Matt through our when I got here in 2019, just being the defensive line coach and watching him through winter conditioning, how he could competed. Most specialists don't do that. But Matt and Jay Feely, because Jay did the same thing at Michigan when I was there as an assistant. And so watching those guys go to work and the toughness that they display is pretty incredible.
Sorry about that. Thank you. Go ahead, John.
Coach, talking about Matt for a second, did you ever get clarification on the onside kick? It was ruled successful, and we talk about this every week. We went to the video. It didn't appear to be anything conclusive. What did they say?
Hey, this is how they saw it. I think always the best one is I didn't see it. You can ask somebody who's supposed to be looking at that part of the field and, well, why'd you guys call this or what happened here? And it's usually I didn't see it. And so I don't know. But, I was a little disappointed.
Was that executed from your perspective as well as it can be? Because in modern football, with the way that the rules have changed, how much more challenging is it to be successful in those situations?
Yeah, that was exactly hit the way you wanted to hit it. Matt did. There's another thing, Paulo, Matt Ariza, I mean, he did exactly how you're supposed to hit it. And I thought Brady did exactly what he was supposed to do. I didn't think he was early. It was like bang, bang. And I don't know how you have, how you change. I don't know how you change it. So, we're disappointed.
I want to ask you about your success running the football despite the score early. You didn't get as one-dimensional as maybe you'd think you'd have to. I think you probably ran it for 150, 160 yards. Were you pleased with your success on the ground? Because it felt like, well, you couldn't rely solely on it. You did have some success on the ground last week.
Yeah, well, we needed to. I mean, you're down 14, but at the same time, there was plenty of time, there, and we kept talking about it I guess probably I did to Heck and the offensive coaches and also our team. But look, we got plenty of time. Don't get, don't change our plan, because we can score. And, we ended up, doing that and getting close.
Lastly, what do you see as offensive keys against the Hawaii defense? It's kind of interesting in terms of yardage. They've allowed a lot, but they've also forced a zillion turnovers this year as well. So where do you hope to take advantage of them, and where have they been very good?
Well, I think they've been good. I think they're good up front, and I think excuse me, as you said, John, I think they're very good when you look at taking advantage of getting takeaways. Loose balls, they play really hard defensively. We just got to do what we normally do, and that's take care of the football. Don't make bad decisions, right? Can't do that. And I think it's going to be a hell of a football game.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Thank you, John. We'll go to Darnay.
Hey, Brady, I hope you're doing well. Lucas made some really impressive throws, but obviously had a couple interceptions and could have had a couple more. How confident are you that you can get him to get rid of those questionable decisions while not, without him playing, second guessing his ability and playing gun shy?
Yeah, I think that's the trick, Darnay. As you know, I mean, he's just got to feel confident. When you're gonna the timing of routes and all that kind of thing, and how you feel in that platform, feel confident and let it go. If you don't feel confident, you went to Georgia Tech because you ran the football pretty well, right? I mean, he was recruited, right, by Georgia Tech to run the football for Paul Johnson. And I've reminded him of that. And, I thought he did that for us better than he has all year or last week.
What's the conversation like about that last throw when it's a throw that maybe 2 or 3 guys in the world could probably make?
It was what it was.
With Will, you mentioned a couple weeks ago that the package of plays he has is more limited than the other guys, and kind of hinted at that today. Are you seeing growth from that standpoint, or is that just kind of what it is and how you expect it to be the rest of the year?
Well, I think it's part of a maturation process, and he's learning. He's he's got like most or all freshmen, you've got a lot on your plate, from doing as well as you can in the classroom to doing as well as you can from a football standpoint. And so we haven't overloaded him with what we're looking for.
Do you see that potentially expanding in the coming weeks, or again, do you think that this is probably where he's going to be the remainder of the season?
Nah, I never want to say that. A lot of things can happen.
Thank you, Brady.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We'll go to Stephen.
Hey, Coach, it sounds like you said you've known Coach Graham for about 20 years. Is that right? Or?
Well, we were supposed to play each other in 2008. Yeah, it's about 16 years in a bowl game. I was at Ball State and he was at Tulsa. And I left and came to San Diego State. And so we had the usual bowl meeting at the bowl site. And then the next, 2 days later, I came out here. So that's when I first met Todd. And then obviously just through conventions and meetings and those kind of things.